We're going to need a lot of reality spray here today because your Chicago Bears are in first place, 8-3.
Let's go.
The next man up game, the never say die Bears. Jerry Azumah joining us from Punta Cana. Lance Briggs here in studio. It's the Brick by Brick After Show starting right now. Welcome back to the Brick by Brick After Show. Survive in advance. The Chicago Bears continue to roll. 8 of their last 9 games. They are winners.
8-3.
8-3, baby.
We can start talking playoffs.
That's right, and we are presented by Circa Sports Illinois. If you bet on the Bears to win 10 games this year, you're getting close. And we are also presented by our good friends over at Empire Today. Hit up circasports.com for all your gambling needs. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And with Empire Today, make sure you use that code CHGO for $350 discount on all your flooring needs. I am your host, Greg Braggs Jr. Alongside me, as always, is Lance L. Boogie, the Double Nickel.
Double Nicks.
Burger, the 55. Lance Briggs, and of course, our guy Zoom all the way out in Punta Cana.
Woo!
Joining us.
Extra sunny out here. Extra sunny out here.
The future is so bright. Zoom had to bring
out
his shady rays, of course. Shout out to Zoom. We appreciate you joining us on your vacation. Got to join, right, Zoom? I mean, another big-time win, and this team just continues to find a way. Doesn't matter who's playing. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They're just winning games.
Figuring out ways to win games, baby. That's what it's all about in the NFL, and they are doing it. Love it. Love it. Keep it going. Keep the momentum going.
Are there any Bear fans out in Punta Cana?
There was several Bear fans. You know, we were all listening in, and we were locked in. And when they got that dub, we were all high-fiving and everything. It was great. Great.
It is that time. Dude, it's like the greatest time. This is the greatest time of year when the Bears are good. You're out grocery shopping over the weekend. Everybody's rocking their Bears gear. You look give that nod.
Yeah.
Bear down all day. Big game on Sunday. It's just contagious. And if you were at our tailgate, you know that it is spreading across this city. It felt like the whole city was at the corner of Wabash and Cermak here this morning. And they were all treated to a big-time win as the Bears win 31-28, holding on at the very end. Briggsy, man, I mean, the big story going into this game was all 3 of your starting linebackers were going to be out. No Tremaine Edmonds, no Maine.
No Maine.
No.
We're going to miss you, Maine.
Yeah, he's out 4 weeks at least with going to IR. TJ Edwards out. Noah Sewell out. And yet, it doesn't matter. Even in the game, Ruben Hippolyte out.
Yeah.
Amen Ogbong Bamiga, who had a big game, had to come out.
Yeah.
DeMarco Jackson led the team in tackles.
14 of them.
14.
He was flying around.
Flying around the football. You even saw Carl Jones have to get out there. We almost had to send you over to Soldier Field. Mike Singletary was at Soldier. Somebody was going to have to do it.
Come on, man. You know I'm not doing that.
Well, you know what? I'm just saying. I mean,
I did get a lot of texts. I got a lot of texts, a lot of messages about suit up, do that.
Yeah, I was tweeting at you to do it. I almost was going to make you.
Listen, you're a better chance of you getting out of that field. All right.
Well, before we get, because I know you've got a keen critical eye to what great linebacker play is all about and what solid defense is all about. But I just want to give you the opportunity to give these guys some roses, this linebacking core that came in an emergency to help this Bears team find a way.
Yeah, well, let me start it off right. Listen, they didn't set edges well. especially early on. They didn't set edge as well, all right? A lot of the reasons why that we gave up 186 or the Bears gave up 186 yards rushing is because we didn't come downhill and we didn't hammer the ball inside. There was nobody out there a lot of times. And a lot of times there were, the very first play of the game was a misdirection play, which is a very smart play against, some very new linebackers, because it deals with your eyes. It's eye discipline, and so they were able to chunk us on that first play. We got gashed throughout the game, mainly on big plays. What I loved about our linebackers, what I absolutely loved is, what I always tell youngsters, is there anything I can do to get better in this game? Run to the ball. If you just run to the ball every play, you're going to be okay. Because you can make up for your mistakes. You can make up for other people's mistakes, but you should always be around the ball wherever that camera is. And that's what they did. And that's why you have 14 tackles. That's why you end up with 14 tackles, and the effort really showed up in the second half. There was a third and short. There's a swing screen, and Jackson hustles. I mean, his hustle to get to the ball carrier and get him down was critical.
Critical.
You can make a lot of plays just by running to the football, obviously. And then also the defensive line showed up also. Sweat was around the ball, and making some interesting plays as well. So collectively, obviously they have some holes and there's some things that are going wrong with both sides of the football. Mm-hmm. But the main thing is to win the football game. And the Bears are figuring out how to do that. I know it's ugly. I know it's not perfect. I know it's not beautiful. But they are finding ways to keep it close and in the end winning the football game. And that's what it's about.
You never feel like in any of these Bears games that it's the game gets away from them. You always feel like they're going to find a way. Like I know we're going to get the ball back. I know we're going to drive down. I know we're going to either get 3 points out of this, or I know at the end we're going to do what we need to do, or the Bears are going to do what they need to do in order to win this game. So it's a different feeling than years past.
Yeah, it's exciting. And Zoom, just as I set up Briggs for the linebacker conversation, you're without Kyler Gordon. You're without Jalen Johnson. You're without Tyreek Stevenson, who goes out early in this game. And you've got Nick McLeod, and you've got Nahshon Wright, and you've got all these guys, unsung hero types, guys that never thought they'd really be on the field at any point. Now all of a sudden, not just having to be on the field, but have significant roles. I mean, Jerry, talk about Nahshon Wright's season, man. I mean, it started out rocky. He's getting picked on now. He leads the NFL in interceptions. He's tied with Maine at 5.
That's my young
That's
Maine.
Another Bear. But Nahshon Wright gets an interception.
Sorry with Byard.
Oh, I'm Byard. Maine's got 4.
Sorry.
But he'll get one here.
He'll get another one.
Back. But regardless, Nahshon Wright sets the tone early. Mason Rudolph wasn't trying very many throws downfield. Everything was at the line of scrimmage. They may have tried 6 plays downfield.
Yep.
Nahshon Wright picked off 1 and almost had another.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, these are some young players, right? And at the beginning of the season, it was a little rocky for them, But at the same time, they got some playing time and they got thrown into the fire, and they started figuring some things out of how to play and how to adjust in this system. Nahshon Wright, I mean, what more can we say about him? Like, the dude is a baller, you know what I mean? And I feel like now he's starting to come into his own and starting to feel extremely comfortable in this defense. We picked up CJ as well, and CJ's been very dominant in this defense immediately, giving them a boost. So, yes, we aren't full strength and full power, defensively, and we understand that. But at the same time, it's all about making plays. And going out there and Nahshon Wright with the one-hand grab interception, it sets the tone for the rest of the game. They needed to go out there, and like Lance said, you need to take the ball away. We need some takeaways. We need explosive plays on defense. They were able to do that early and then capitalize on that later on in the game with some of the big-time key sacks as well.
I think Nahshon is putting himself in the position to become one of the core players of this team. He's a guy that's going to demand, hey, listen, his play is saying, I want to be a part of what the Bears defensive future. And I think when you look at polls and the staff, they're saying through his play, we need to lock this guy up, because whether it's Stevenson, whether it's Jalen Johnson, whether it's Nahshon, we have a great core of defensive backs here.
Yeah, as
You
Jerry
always
said,
need a great core as well. You
Yeah.
can never have too many defensive backs. Like we've seen everybody go down. Basically, somebody has to step up, and Nahshon has shown that he has the right tools in place. He's on a system that he believes in, and he's going out there and he's making plays. That's the most important thing. He feels comfortable and he feels like he is a part of this team in the future, like you said, and he's all about making plays, and he's done that. And without him, man, we'd be in some trouble right now.
well, as you've said, Jerry, you want that money that folds, and it feels like Nahshon Wright is walking into that opportunity to get some money that folds. Him and Byard lead the NFL in interceptions. Time to lock both those guys up here for the future. I think that's first on the agenda here for Ryan Poles here going forward. We're going to talk about a lot of different things here going forward. We'll talk about Ben Johnson and the turnaround this team has had from last year to this year. We'll get into some locker room. We have some content from the locker room provided from Adam Johns and Patrick Norton working hard at Soldier Field. So we'll hear from different guys.
Sweat.
Montez Sweat.
Sweat.
Let's get right. Let's talk about Montez Sweat right now. We can't get through the first block of this show and not talk about Montez Sweat is one of those guys Bears fans have picked on. Like, hey, you need to do more. You need to do more. He did more than enough today.
Yeah, he did. He missed a sack.
Yeah,
he missed his third sack. Had Rudolph in his clutches, and I don't know. He must have had some of that old cleaning fluid on there.
Spray.
Yeah, he had some. Yes, it did. It kicked in fast. But his sack fumble led to points.
That was a violent sack fumble.
Absolutely. You talk about length. That's one of the things that we have Corey Wooten on the show. And what's one of the strengths of a guy that's that big, that tall, is their length. So he can be engaged with one guy and reach out and grab a quarterback with the other arm. That not a lot of guys can do that. You have to. That's why there's a specific model when it comes to defensive ends, and guys like him can do stuff like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. We always start the shows leveling out. I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to level out now because the Bears are 8-3.
Yes,
they're in first place. It's basically December. Look at you guys are leveling out.
No doubt. Look at that.
Look how hard you guys are working.
You got that level.
He gets Zoom gets so excited to look at my shoulder on that leveling out deal.
But going into the season, I was keeping my playoff expectations low. Like, hey, just let's focus on this team just developing and getting better under Ben Johnson. I picked them to win 9 games. I was trying to be, modest and not do the meatball thing where I pick them to win 12 games.
Yeah.
And yet now they're 8-3, and I don't know how I'm supposed to level out. My expectations for this season are now forced to be raised to this team.
Yeah.
Should make the playoffs.
They've earned it. They've earned the right. Just we're at 8 wins now. I believe we're about 3 wins away from absolutely locking ourselves away for a playoff spot, or the Bears are. But they've earned that right. They've earned that right to be in that playoff contention talk now. That's not something that you can say that we deserve to say in the beginning of the season because of seasons past. It's something that you have to wait each week. Just go out and do it. Take it week for week. And this is the outside talking. This is us. This is the media that's talking. For the Bears, should never change. It's still got to be week by week. All right, whoever our next opponent is, that's who we're focused on.
Yep.
For us, at 8 wins and 3 losses, we can start talking about playoffs. We can start talking about it a little bit.
We. It's exciting, Jerry. We got a short week here coming up. The next time you see us together will be on Friday for the Brick by Brick after show. Immediately following our first postgame show as the Bears take on the Eagles. But Jerry, there's 6 games to go. You got the Browns as a home game, and then you got 5 other games that are going to be tough, whether it's the Eagles or the Packers twice, the Niners. You got the Lions to end the year, man. How are you looking at this going forward? Because the Bears are getting close to December, and they're sitting here in first place, close to the top of the NFC.
First thing is first is you have to worry about the team that's right in front of you. And right now, it's the Eagles. And the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champions. You know what I'm saying? So you have to go down there and beat the champions if you want to be a champion. That's first and foremost. Look, playoffs is nice and all that stuff, and they're feeling good. And like Lance said, like, respect is earned in this league. Like, this team last year lost 10 straight games. So nobody respected this team. So they had to go out there and they had to earn it. They had to fight, they had to claw, scratch, get some wins, and then stack some wins against some really good teams and really good opponents. They're doing that right now. So the fact that the Eagles are coming up, the Eagles have to respect this football team, or else they're going to get embarrassed on damn near on Thanksgiving. And that's not going to be good for them. But now it's time to dig deep because we have a lot of guys that are hurt as well. So that means a lot of guys are going to have to fill in those blanks, and fill in those gaps and then be productive, to keep this thing rolling. We're on a really nice win streak right now, and we're going to get the best from each opponent every single week. So we have to make sure that we're sharp, eliminate the mistakes as much as possible, and go out there and win.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Can't wait. This is just I can't wait for game day every week. All I look forward to is game day now. All the other days don't matter. I don't care about Thanksgiving. Get me to game day on Friday. Seriously, it's exciting. It's good stuff. We did have a super chat in here. Hey, anybody wants to throw in a super chat, feel free to. You guys got an opportunity to ask any questions you want to Briggs or Azumah as we go through the brick by brick after show. So real quick with Rick Jones. $10 super chat says, my hope for this season was to start seeing playoff level offense that can compete with playoff level defenses. Are you guys seeing that yet? Bear down. I'll let you guys start, but they did put the graphic on the screen that they're first in a lot of different offensive categories since week 3. While it isn't perfect, are they living up to an offensive level standard that can play playoff level defenses?
I think they have. I think the thing that's probably most promising or gratifying is that there's so much they can do so much better. There were throws out there, there were opportunities that we all saw that we know that, man, if we just tighten this up even more, even in games past, we're not looking at a last minute heartbreaker or a thriller. The Bears could honestly win these games by multiple touchdowns, but we haven't had the complete game where we're Caleb or C. Willie, as you finally like to call him, hits on all of his throws. All the receivers are catching all of their throws. We're running the ball as we usually do. We're getting into that end zone. Defensively, we're stopping the run. We're taking the ball away as we usually do. And all those things combined, like a complete game. Also special teams. Special teams is contributing as well. We haven't had that complete game, and I'm okay with that because right now we have 8 wins, and we are at the top of the division. So our peak, you want to peak at the right time. Let us peak at the right time as we get toward the back end of this season.
Yeah, and
now we're about to play the Eagles. We're about to play the Eagles now. So we need that perfect game. It's time to see that perfect game. We've talked about penalties, for example. I think they had 7 penalties for like 83 yards. Way too many penalties. Pre-snap penalties again. Things that are just shooting yourself in the foot. We can't have that going against really good football teams because now we're about to see what we got. We're about to see what we're all about. Look, we've been winning, and we've been winning close, ugly games, but we've been finding ways to put points on the board. We scored 31 points, and we still left so many plays out there on the football field right now. They could have easily put another 10 points on that board, But I feel like we're still moving in the right direction with the wins. The confidence is where it needs to be. And then now we're about to play some really good teams. Now we're about to really see what this team is truly about.
Absolutely. We're going to. And, hey, when you talk about Ben Johnson, you talk about this team having a lot of untapped potential, leaving things on the table for they can get better at. Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson has said repeatedly that they're going to play their best ball in December. And so we'll talk about Ben Johnson. We'll talk about Caleb Williams here coming up after the break. Make sure you hit the like button while you're hanging out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as we inch towards 100,000 subscribers. I see a few more super chats in there. We'll get to those here shortly, but we're going to take a quick 2-minute timeout. give a shout out to our presenting sponsors. And when we come back, we'll do our foreman review as we always do for Ben Johnson. Want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Circa Sports. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. They always take care of the people, whether it's in your app or if you head to Vegas and hang out at Circa, and trust me, you definitely want to do that. So bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season, whether it's spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it for you. Fund and bet like a pro anywhere, anytime in Illinois. And hey, like I said, man, if you're going to bet, you want to use Circa Sports. You want to bet on the Boilers. Get your futures in for a national championship. It's coming up. Don't laugh at me, Steven. It's coming up. Hey, you never know. Illinois, I think, has a good chance to get to a Final Four as well. Could be a Big Ten type of year. So download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And also got to give a shout out to our other presenting sponsor, and that's our good friends over at Empire Today. Just like your favorite team needs a home field advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get that. Look, we've all been to those big box stores. You go all over the flooring department. The person helping you with flooring may have been doing sinks the other day, and as we always like to say here on the Brick by Brick After Show, you can't trust plumbers. You can only trust bricklayers and the good people over at Empire Today. They are dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day of the week. So schedule a free in-home estimate today, and because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the promo code CHGO. Yes, you heard that right, a $350 discount with code CHGO. Visit empiretoday.com/CHGO for full details. Restrictions apply. All right, we are back here on the Brick by Brick After Show, and we're getting into the foreman review for the one and only Ben Johnson, who has quite easily, not an understatement, saving my life. I love this man with all my heart, and this guy, we go from a team last year that lost 10 games in a row to a team that's now won 8 of their last 9 games.
I mean, what has he meant to you? What is he? I mean, he's definitely come in and he's given Chicago real hope. All right, he's given Chicago real hope. And when you watch him, even in his play calls, you know, I remember year after year after year of us questioning the play calls. What are we running at the goal line? What are we running in short yardage? What are we doing here? Why are we running an option right now? Why are we doing this? And it's, you know, it's just, it's pleasant to not have to question that anymore.
I mean, remember the 4 plays on the goal line against the Colts last year? Or they're running the same play. They can't get in the end zone, and everybody's on their ass. You know, all the offense, everybody's falling over except for the running back. Like, we're a long ways away from this Zoom. And I think the biggest thing when you look at Ben Johnson, not just from a game strategy or game play calling standpoint, you got to give him so much credit for the coaching staff that he's put together here in Chicago, because we'll get into it here in a little bit. But I just think Dennis Allen deserves so much credit. The amount of injuries this defense has sustained, yes, it's not going to be perfect. They're going to give up yards. It is to be expected. All due respect to backups, I understand they're in the NFL for a reason. As the reality spray, it's like getting close if I go too far with this. But I just think Ben Johnson deserves so much credit for this coaching staff he's put together. Dennis Allen's done a fantastic job. Eric Bieniemy with the running backs. Dan Rochar with the offensive line. Al Harris with the secondary. It's been incredible. And I know we muted Jerry, so I want to bring him into it.
Bring him in here.
Ask you a question real quick. I mean, since you want to crown everybody, I mean, we still have to be critical. How many yards rushing did they give up?
186 according to Briggs.
Lord, that's a lot.
100, and they gave up more rushing yards than passing yards today. Think about that for a second.
Yep. I mean, to me,
and
that
you
was
still want to crown them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have 7 defensive starters out. Are you really going to – I mean, how far can you really go to be overly critical?
Rule number 1 in the NFL is to stop the run.
Stop the run.
You got to
get in your gaps and stop the run.
We got Saquon Barkley coming up next week. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is looking at this video and he's saying, you know what? Oh, yeah, I can get at least 200 off of them.
Well, yeah,
I can at least get 200 off of them.
They have 7 defensive starters out. Come on, guys. I get you guys played it.
The standard is the standard. You don't change the standard. You know, just because this guy's out, that guy's out, that is an opportunity for somebody else to come in here. And number 1, being able to stop the run, you can get a guy off the street to get in the gap. You can get a bricklayer to come in here and get in the gap. You can fill a gap. You can 100% fill a gap, Brax.
Yeah.
Yep.
Enough Taco Bell in me, I'll fill a gap.
You can fill a doggone gap. I know you can.
All I got to do is just run to the ball.
Yeah. You might be screaming in the middle of it, but you can fill a gap.
Yeah. I would be screaming. Yeah, for sure. I mean, overall on the day, they give up 345 total yards on defense. 328 total yards offense for Ben Johnson's offense on the other side of things. But, you know, as you said, Jerry, the penalties kind of came back today, 7 of them on the day. And that's something they had been getting better at the last few weeks, and now it kind of crept back in some tough spots. Darnell Wright had a couple penalties. Yep.
Mm-hmm. At critical times is when the penalties happen, you know? And you just can't afford that to happen. These are things that we can't control. You know, the pre-snap penalties, we can control that stuff. But for some odd reason, they're just undisciplined when it comes to that. And that worries me because, like I said, we're going to play really good teams moving forward. And in order to do that, to beat these teams, you have to be on point and control the things that you can't control. False starts, you know, things like that, illegal procedures, alignments. Like, these are things that should just never happen, and they're continuing to happen. So there's a lot of question marks over there. Like, yes, they are winning ugly, but they're putting things together. But at the same time, once you start playing really good teams, you have to be able to focus in on every single play because every single play is critical and it matters. It could be the outcome of the game, you know? So you can't put yourself in situations where you're going backwards. You have to continue to move forward, man.
Yep. I mean, the standard will certainly be set on Friday when you're playing the Super Bowl champion Eagles. Yep. And so
either they're going to be spraying the reality spray or we're going to be spraying the reality spray.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the Bears can go in there. I'm calling Friday's game house money. I call a lot of games must win because I really want them to win. But now that I think they've gotten to 8-3, they've given themselves a margin of error a little bit. And so I look at Friday's game not as a must win, but house money. They can go in my opinion, and play with nothing to lose because the Eagles should beat them at home. They should, you know, but the Bears can have something to say about it if they clean these things up. Now, when you talk about Ben Johnson, the one thing I think the Bears have struggled with all year, while they've been one of the most explosive offenses in football, they haven't always scored touchdowns in the red zone. But today, they were 4 for 4 in the red zone. Caleb Williams, 3 touchdowns, 2 of them, one to Colston, Loveland, and DJ Moore on some really nice plays where he gets the ball out on time and on target. And then Kyle Monangai on 3rd down, rumbling into the end zone.
You look good. Monangai. That's your guy. The Monangai.
So, I mean, hey, you know, these guys are starting to improve in the red zone here a little bit. That's something Ben has addressed.
That's good. You know, listen, when I say the standard is the standard, you know, it doesn't change because the Eagles come in here. You know, it's going to be a tough game, but it's also a game of measurables where you measure, the Bears are able to measure, you know, whether they win or they lose. You know, if they go in there and they fight, you know, this is going to be you're going to get a rematch with this team. You know, or a good chance you're going to get a rematch with this team in the playoffs, and you're going to know exactly what you're going to do. You build confidence in a game like this, where if Bears come in, let's say they win the game. Okay, they come in and they win the game. They're already riding a confident wave right now. That just takes that wave to another level. Now, you know, we start tightening up some of those other things, and Bears are starting to win their games by two touchdowns or more. You know, if they come in and they're close, you know, they are confident that if we play this team again, we will beat this team. I know that we can beat this team, and that goes a long way in the sport of football.
Yeah. I mean, everybody is playing for each other on that team. You know, everybody's looking at everyone's eyes and expecting the best from that next person to go out there and do their best and make plays. So you're exactly right, Lance. I mean, now things matter a little more, because the competition is starting to get stiffer now. And at the same time, you have the playoff race that's right around the corner. You want to stay on top of your division because that's obviously the easiest way to get into the playoffs. So all of these games really matter. All of these plays are going to start mattering, So like we talked about all the negative plays and things like that, we have to figure out ways to get rid of that. But at the same time, I like what I'm seeing out there. We're getting into the red zone, and we're finally getting the money that folds. You know what I'm saying? I like to see that 4-4 in the red zone.
And your guy your guy Loveland, getting him involved in the red zone. That's what you've been calling for.
I think we're starting to see our number 10 pick. Starting to figure out how to utilize him. He's really, really fast, so that's a mismatch for linebackers, and he's really big, so that's a mismatch for the safeties in the corners. So all he has to do is just body people up, especially in the red zone, and that's touchdown city all day long. So the quick little slant that they ran was a great play because now you're bringing everything over into the middle of the field where Caleb can just throw a nice rhythmic touchdown or throw for a touchdown. Those are the plays that you want to see, and those are the plays that are going to be there as we move forward.
It's funny how we keep mentioning, our top 10 pick, because when we mentioned our top 10 pick in the beginning of the year, it was taken as a haterade, as we were haters, but you keep saying that, and he starts playing up to that standard, or maybe he just starts getting more opportunity. And we say top 10 pick, it sounds a lot less like hate, and it sounds a lot more like congratulate. You know what I mean? Like, we're congratulations. You're doing what you're doing. You're the top 10 pick. You look like a top 10 pick.
And I'm proud that I stood on the Loveland Hill. I stood on the Loveland Hill. Yes. I told you guys he was good, and now he's showing you that he's good. When you guys were hating, now you're congratulating. Yeah, absolutely. J.J. Watt was on the call today. He was asked on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, how he thought Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson looked. And he talked about Caleb, and he said, I thought he played really well today. There's certainly a few throws he may be frustrated he missed, but 3 touchdowns, 0 picks on a day where the run game wasn't quite what it normally is. He stepped up and led the day. Offensive line did a great job protecting him, too, outside of the strip sack touchdown. And then on Ben Johnson, as we wrap up our Ben Johnson conversation, he said, Ben Johnson is the real deal, minimizes risk for his players while also taking full advantage of weaknesses in defenses. But not only that, his personality and leadership is phenomenal. He has been spectacular in our meetings so far this year. It's still early, but going off what we've seen so far in Chicago, they have found themselves one hell of a head coach.
I mean, we hear that from you every week. You say that about Ben.
But now J.J. Watt's saying it, so it just makes me feel
not saying
better to
anything
read
we
that.
don't already.
Yeah, shut up, JJ. We knew that. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the bandwagon. I guess you're welcome. Mm-hmm. We'll see. But yeah, we'll take a quick timeout. Well, actually, let's get to a couple more super chats here. I like to get to those quickly because anybody else wants to bring them in, we'll keep bringing them into the fold of the program. DePope from Chicago.
Yes, he is.
$2 super chat. Most impressed by Caleb's mental development. And then he has the ice cold emoji for Iceman. The Iceman. Okay. C. Willie.
Okay.
Swanky. 3235. My guy Swanky, $5 super chat saying, watching Caleb, I feel like I'm watching Matthew Stafford on the Lions. A little Eli Manning in him, too. Looking forward, just how good will he be?
That's a good question. The thing about it, he mentioned those 2 quarterbacks. And both of those quarterbacks, they've won Super Bowls. They throw the ball extremely well. Neither of them can run the ball very well. Neither of them. Right. Matter of fact, if you were on the team, you don't want to see them in a situation where they're running. Okay, ever. So I, when you look at Caleb, I think ability-wise and potential-wise, he certainly has the potential to be a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he has all the tools. He has all the tools that you want in a franchise quarterback. He's not there where we need him to be yet, but he's getting there. He's trending in the right direction. Look, he's going to look at this film and see a lot of missed throws. You know, he's going to be like, oh my, I can't believe that I didn't hit this guy. Like, all I got to do is just put it on him and then let the guy just run and let him work.
Even his decision making in the end zone. Even his decision making in the end zone was probably his worst decision of the game. You know, and you get into a position you've escaped the pocket, chuck it out of there, get out of there. You know you can't hold on to the ball when you're in or near the end zone, you know, and so end up, taking a sack fumble and they end up scoring a touchdown out of that. You know, that's one I know he's going to look at and he's going to say, "Dog, man, I'm better than that." You know, I'm better than that. I'm smarter.
The check down was there. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I know that you want the flashy, the big plays, the big splash plays, but sometimes you just got to dink and dunk right down the football field. Ask Tom Brady. Like, he did a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He kept the chains moving. He kept moving forward. When you get into a situation like that, when you're in the end zone, you got to hit the check down pass right now. It's available.
Right now.
It's right there. You know, hit that right now. Get out of trouble first. Then you can set back up, live to fight another day.
Yeah. And before we take a timeout, we haven't had this in a couple weeks, I feel like, but we do finally have a nomination for Brickhead Comment of the Day, and that goes to Sam Patterson. Ooh. Unless he's giving me a compliment, which I don't think he is, Sam Patterson, the Brickhead Comment of the Day. He says, he's questioning me, guys. He says, stood on the Loveland Hill? I remember Bragg's response on draft day. Excuse me, Sam. Go rewind the tape. While everybody else was calling for the tight end from Penn State, there was one guy on the panel.
I don't know if there should be the brickhead. He just disagreed with you.
Exactly. I'm getting selfish. This is my ego stepping in. And now I used my graphics against him to boost my ego and also point out the fact that while everybody else was talking about the tight end from Penn State, there was one guy on the set on draft night saying Colston Loveland was the best tight end in the draft. So thank you very much. And if I'm wrong and he's giving me a compliment, then I'll take the Brickhead Comment of the Day. Let's take a quick timeout. We appreciate you guys all in fun. We're having fun here as the Bears are 8-3, first place in the NFC North, real close to the top of the NFC Conference. And when we come back, we've got some audio from the locker room. We got some video and sound from some different guys, whether it's Sweat, DJ Moore, some different guys to hear from. So don't go away. 2 minutes, come back. We'll hear from more of your Chicago Bears. Want to give a good shout out to our friends over at Senorita. Senorita was out at the tailgate here today. If you were at the corner of Wabash and Cermak, you were not disappointed. And if you tried out the Senorita Margarita THCs, you definitely weren't disappointed. They're the full flavor THC margarita that's rewriting the rules for happy hour. It's crafted by wine industry experts. The Senorita blends real fruit juice, organic Mexican agave, and a hint of pink salt for award-winning taste. With the 5 milligram or the 10 milligram of fast-acting THC, every can delivers a smooth social buzz without the hangover. It's as good as it gets. So if you want to try it now, use the QR code here on your screen. It's 20% off your first order with code CHGO. Again, scan that QR code, but you can also buy at retailers like Binny's or order with DoorDash. And, of course, you must be 21 or older, and please enjoy responsibly. And also, hey, this is the Brick by Brick After Show, so what better sponsor than if you see over my shoulder here, our good friends over at Brunt Workwear. They're giving you the boots that are made to help you during this time of year where, hey, snow can come, rain can come. It's that type of year where you want to make sure you get the best work boots possible. They're built for the toughest job sites, but more importantly for me, they're completely waterproof. That's what you need, whether you're working or if you're shoveling or if you're at a tailgate, you need the waterproof work boots. And that is what they do for you. So with temps dropping and the holiday season coming up, Treat yourself and your good friends to real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts and give somebody or yourself something built to last. Our listeners get $10 off their entire order with code CHGO at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use the code CHGO. Order today and let them know you heard it here from CHGO Sports. All right, hit that like button for Lance Briggs and Jerry Azumah. Always appreciate you guys and your insight. This has been a fun season covering these Chicago Bears. So let's go to the locker room. Let's hear from some different guys. DJ Moore with a big day today. 2 touchdowns on the day. And, you know, he had a little payback as he got the flag on the sidelines for throwing the ball at the guy.
Chucking the ball.
There's some extracurriculars going on because the guy punched the ball while it was in his hand, and he got mad, threw the ball at him, and he goes, you know what, I'll score a touchdown on you. How's that sound?
There were some people in our studio, not naming names, that thought that wasn't disrespectful or should have been a flag. So I want to take this moment right now and say, Braggs, if you're on the sideline, all right, if you're a defender, DJ Moore catches that ball and you're jogging out of the sideline. He turns around, he chucks that ball at you. Would you be upset?
Would I be upset? Absolutely. But if it was only because I didn't do anything to him, but the defender came up to him well after the play was over and punched the ball. The play was over. Okay. And, you know, you ain't swinging on me, dude.
Right, right. You
know what I mean?
Right.
Now, does DJ need to – I mean, that's momentum. You can't get a flag there, and that goes without saying.
And if you do, you got to make up for it.
You got to make up for it. And he absolutely did. As the Steelers were called offsides, he goes 4 verts up the seam. Caleb hits him on the money for the long touchdown. You had the earlier touchdown, too, which was big. You know, the Bears have struggled in the red zone, and for those guys to find that connection in a tight window. So let's hear from DJ Moore in the locker room on the big day between him and his quarterback.
Another close game late in the fourth quarter. What did it take to pull this one out in your mind?
We should have ended the game on offense, but we didn't, and the defense came up big. And, I mean, we're getting a lot of nail biters, and we're still losing some time off our life every game, so it's cool, yeah.
Watching that defense from the sideline with that sort of next man up mentality, what can you say about that group?
They just resilient. They go out there and just ball when their number gets called, and no matter who's in there, they just go out there and do their thing.
Is there a level of like motivating frustration for the offense because you guys are not clicking like the way you want to right now?
No, we just go back to the drawing board every week and figure out something new to go into the game plan with it and execute it.
What did you feel like the game plan was this week to get you a little bit more involved in 2 touchdowns?
Something like that. The second one, it was just a blown coverage when they jumped offside, so I was wide open. I didn't know what to do. And Caleb said he threw the ball before I turned, and I was like, damn right you did, because I seen it more than halfway already coming to me. So, I mean, thanks.
What happened with your
I don't know.
But you got him back, right, with the touchdown?
Yeah, it was all set up for that. You know what I'm saying? I had to back it up some.
And you chucked that thing into the upper deck?
Yeah, that was the first one was the upper deck. The second one, I just was like, if I already got one, I might as well just go for 2.
So, DJ, there's been some frustration for you this season. How good did this one feel?
Huh? How's been frustrated?
Just, I mean, maybe not producing as much as you'd like. Maybe you haven't been that frustrated. Maybe not as much production as you'd like. So how good did this feel?
It felt good. I mean, it's always feel good to touch the box. So, especially twice, it felt amazing.
So are you admitting taunting? Did you taunt?
I plead the 5th.
What was Ben's message to you guys after this one?
Just getting the 8 and just finding a way like we have been on this with all our wins. So that was the message.
That second.
You guys know that coming in, all the injuries on defense.
DJ Moore pleading the 5th.
Smart.
I plead the 5th.
After Jamar Chase.
Anything you say, 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th. That's what DJ Moore had to say. Big day from DJ, you know, and you know, another guy that deserves a lot of credit. He's been banged up throughout the year, just keeps going out there and keeps going and fighting. They keep going back to the drawing board to figure out how they can work things out.
Hey, it's a tough sport, man. You know, after that first practice, nobody is 100%.
Right.
Nobody's 100%. But if you suit up and you go out on that field, you better give it your all.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity that a lot of people don't get. So,
yeah. No, it's absolutely the case. We see here in the chat somebody bringing up a new nickname potential here, combining, the Iceman and C. Willie. He's calling him Chili Willie.
I think you should. I think you should definitely call him that.
What do you think, Zoom? Chili?
I like that for you. I really
Zoom,
like that for you.
Chili Willie? You giving a thumbs up?
Put it a thumbs down. Don't do it.
Oh,
I really like that nickname for you.
Yeah.
To give him.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out Sweet and Sour from the tailgate.
Out of control.
Briggs
control.
Briggs saw a video of Sweet and Sour.
I wake up this morning and I'm getting ready to head to the studio, and I see a guy with his moobs out, like he's got a shirt off and his moobs out.
Sweet and Sour.
Right. And so the camera's focused on him. I see these hands creep in, and
No.
yeah, he put his hands on that man, right?
No.
And the guy is he doesn't act like he's bothered at all by it. Matter of fact, he gives him a hug. And it's one of those deals, man. I was like, yep, that's my stablemate.
Shout out.
That's my stablemate right there. Yep.
Shout out to Ken Mahalski. Maybe I'll share a picture of Sweet and Sour here when we come back. We're going to hear from our guy, Jaquan Brisker, who had a big play to end the game with everything money on the table time, and he gets the ball knocked down to call it. Bears win. Let's hear from Jaquan Brisker on what he saw on that play.
Point in the final stop there.
So I seen the lineman slide to my right, and I just knew I wouldn't be able to make it to the quarterback. So as soon as he let it go, I just got it up, got my hand up, tipped the ball, game over.
What's the feeling once you know you got a hand on it?
Yeah, it was great. Sealing the deal, finishing the game out, especially against Pittsburgh, where I'm from. So it was nice, especially getting the win too.
What does it say about this group? So many guys going down in the game. You find a way to get it done.
Yeah, this group is resilient. We make a lot of plays. We trust each other, things like that. Chemistry, is drawn, and you can tell we don't get too high, too low. We just stay neutral, which is big, and we know how to finish.
Do you feel like Nahshon set the tone right away with that interception?
Yeah, second play of the game, he definitely did. Got the crowd going. Obviously, got the energy, from everybody, from offense to defense, and I believe we scored after that. So definitely.
Kevin was saying he's talking a little smack to him that he's tired of him.
Yeah, they're tired. Yeah, they're tired. They're competing right now for the top spot, which is amazing. And they're doing a great job taking the ball away.
What does that do to a locker room when you got two guys in the same locker room trying to get the NFL lead?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's trying to get the ball, but obviously them guys is getting a lot of opportunities, and they're taking advantage of it. And it really just says a lot about the group, how we just take the ball away, and those guys are leading. So
you're feeling a little extra juice out there because the Pittsburgh factor. You see those towels out there, the whole thing.
Nah, but a little juice because it's Pittsburgh, but I feel like the towels was kind of like it was. They traveled well.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that, but it was okay. Didn't hurt him too much.
Okay.
How did DeMarco handle this week, and what did you think of his game today?
I thought he handled it well. He did his job. He made a lot of plays. Like I said, he didn't get too high, too low. He just was him, and I think that's so much important when a new guy or anybody comes in this defense. You could be yourself. You don't have to be no one else.
He had 15 tackles.
Yeah, he was snapping. He did his thing.
Many injuries his defense has had. How do you think DA adjusts?
I feel like he adjusted well. But to be honest, we just play our type of defense, and like I said, guys, no matter who comes in, we're just going, play our type of, defense, our type of swag, and DA hasn't changed up, man. That's what I like about him. He still comes up with a lot of exotic, different things and different packages, which is amazing. And he doesn't let any offensive coordinator, control what he thinks.
Was there an adjustment in game because they were killing you with the screen and swing passes early, and then you guys really seemed to clap down after that?
That was really just us, keeping our eyes right. And we knew they wanted to get the ball on the perimeter, so we just really had to clean up what we were doing, and that's what we did. And I feel like DA just really told us just to focus on our job, and we did.
How about some of those dime packages
plays. I know you used one in the low red zone early in the first half. What flexibility does that give this defense?
Like I said, so many different packages, so many different defenses out there. Guys, the offensive coordinator, they gotta adjust to what we do, and that's what I like about DA is he makes the offensive coordinator think. So
you've had some frustrating moments team-wise being on this team, and you've expressed that, the losing. How good does it feel to be sitting here, standing here, talking about an 8-3 team?
Yeah, it feels great. We're on a 3-game winning streak. We're sitting at 8-3. I've never been 8-3 here, and so it's amazing. And we're not done yet. And to be honest, we haven't even played a complete game offense, defense, and special teams. So I got so much things to work on.
Best is yet to come.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was pretty emotional after the game, just because of it's been a long road to get to this point. What did you see from him, both on the field and on the sideline?
Yeah, I feel like he stepped up, huge, and on the field, I just see him communicating, just making sure that he was just letting guys know, where he was going to be, things like that, and I feel like that's huge. And then also, like you said, he had a long journey back, and it was amazing just to see him, come back from, what he'd been through and things like that. So it was amazing.
How different is that?
There is Jaquan Brisker from Soldier Field after the big win. Hey, he echoed your sentiments. Haven't played a complete game yet, and so hopefully the best is yet to come here.
I like him talking about communication, letting people know that where you're going to be. Like, that is so important. And for a linebacker to come in that hasn't played, that's filling in for the players that are filling in for the other players.
Right.
That is really impressive to hear that. And you can get to the point where, where Brisker's like, we haven't played our complete game, but you can get there if you can communicate. If everybody can communicate, everybody on the field knows what everybody else is doing, you can get there. You can get there. You absolutely can get there.
Getting everybody on the same page, which is very critical.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, like, our backups and what they were able to do out there on the football field has been tremendous. There was a lot of backups that were out there on the football field. So we have to give them a lot of credit. Yes, they haven't gotten a lot of playing time, but they go out there and their effort is off the charts. And they go out there and they're playing with their eyes. They're running around. Yes, they are making mistakes, but they are making plays too, making enough plays to win football games.
And so that's why Poles got that money, huh? That's why Poles got the bag?
That's why Poles got I'm giving Poles his flowers today. He gets picked on here in Chicago, and today I think showed, he's done some good things here that people never want to acknowledge. They only want to look at what he's done poorly, and I just think across the board, his draft all of a sudden looking pretty nice.
It's looking
Loveland,
decent, right?
Burden, Trapillo, Monangai, brings in.
Everybody's contributing.
Yeah,
now.
And talking about communication, DeMarco Jackson, he was the one getting the calls. What color dot is it on the helmet?
It's a green.
The green dot.
Yeah, the green dot.
All right. Yeah. How hard is that for somebody to come in and not be that quarterback of the defense like that, getting the play calls in and being the guy that has to communicate that to the huddle?
Well, it's not that hard because they can talk to you in the helmet. They can tell you what the call is,
right?
And whether you want to do that or whether you want to do signals, that's up to you. But communication and getting guys adjusted, seeing adjustments, echoing it to the D-line. So if there's a stunt that the D-line, you want them to run based off of a formation. If there's a change to the coverage, you and the safety typically are echoing it to each other and making sure that, and if you're confirming it with the safety is confirming it with the rest of the DBs. So, there's a lot that happens. You see certain formations and we're going to check out of this, or we're going to check to this blitz or we're going to check over here, so it's certainly a big responsibility, but by the sound of it, all of the linebackers that stepped in today were ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly ready for it. The Eagles, who went up 21-0 early on the Cowboys. I see people in the chat watching the game along with us. Now all of a sudden it's a tie ball game, 21-all. The Cowboys almost had another opportunity to take the lead there. I think they had a turnover on downs, and now the Eagles have the ball at the 1 yard line on there with the end zone to their back. So they got 99 yards to go. But all of a sudden, the Eagles find themselves in a dogfight with the Cowboys. It was 21-0. Now it's all tied up as we're getting to the final minutes of that game. So pretty interesting stuff as we round third and we're heading home here on the Brick by Brick After Show, and we look ahead to the Eagles here coming up. We're not having a normal Brick by Brick podcast during the week, guys. We're just going to show up here on Friday for Brick by Brick After Show, enjoy our Thanksgiving. Jerry's going to enjoy Punta Cana out there with the...
Get my tan
yes,
on.
he is.
Yes,
he is.
Yeah, get the tan on.
I don't typically wear SPF. Like I don't really know how that goes down, but I'm sure whatever it is, you got it on now. Right?
The highest. SPF 1000. Yeah. Get the sun up
Yes.
off me.
Yes.
All right. So normally every week we do the blueprint of how to beat that next team. So I won't make each of us do 2 keys, but Jerry, I'll start with you. Let's try to each of us give 1 key to the blueprint of beating the Philadelphia Eagles.
Rule number 1, I already talked about it. Stop
the run.
Stop the run. Look, we gave up way too many yards right now, and that's what it is. And Saquon Barkley's going to go back. He's going to look at that film and say, you know what? I'm going for 200 and something on them. So rule number 1 is going to be stop the run. You stop the run and try to make them one-dimensional, then you have a shot.
Yeah. Lance, how about you?
Your
keys were excellent this last week.
You can say stop the run also.
No. I mean, listen. The Bears, they did a good. They were taking the ball away. At a great rate. That's what they did. And I got slammed for saying they need at least three or more takeaways. But I'm fine. Listen, I'll stand on that hill. All right.
We would never.
So I would say the standard is the doggone standard. There it is. For the Bears going against the Eagles, protect them. Protect. You go see Willie, Chili Willie. Whatever it is, protect him. Let him go out there and let him cook. I want to see him be accurate, all the time, because I think when you take because I saw there were about 6 throws that he missed on this game, and still look good. So be accurate this week, be on the money. And we've seen you be on the money. Be on the money this week, and you really give this team a chance to not only beat the Eagles, but dominate them.
Yeah, we had some different ones here. Last week to beat the Steelers, some of the blueprints were, Briggs, you said protect Caleb. They did a pretty good job of that, only 1 sack. Yeah. Jerry, you said take advantage of the Steelers' DBs and pressure the quarterback. Check and check. They did both of those this week for the Steelers. And I was giving Swift some love. That didn't work out, but I did say be ready for the quick game with the Steelers. Now, I thought Rodgers was likely to play. He doesn't, but yet that's still the Steelers' blueprint, is throwing those quick passes. Everything was at the line of scrimmage. Bears did everything they could from a passing game standpoint to keep everything in front of them. So my key to the blueprint of being the Eagles, by any means necessary. This is a house money game for me, and Caleb Williams the last couple weeks has kind of been bottled up in the pocket, hasn't been able to get off running the ball. If you go back and see how the Giants beat the Eagles earlier this year, Jackson Dart running all over them. I get Jackson's very good at that. But Caleb Williams, let loose by any means necessary. The Eagles are a tough team. You got to do what you got to do. Get out the pocket. I like that one design run they had on 4th down for Caleb today. If Ben wants to draw a couple more of those up, I wouldn't have minded seeing a design run at the end of the game. Yeah. Give yourself an extra blocker today. That didn't happen. But I just think Caleb needs to get loose on the Eagles and get them to start breaking contain, get them scattering about, worrying about where he's at, and I think that's going to open things up for the offense. So the last couple weeks, Caleb hasn't had very many rushing yards. That needs to change here on Friday if they want any chance to beating the Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to shout out everybody that's watching here once again here on YouTube. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We really appreciate your support, as we are going to have our most fun month covering the Bears as we've ever had here coming up in December.
Yes, sir.
And I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. Real quick, want to give everybody a quick reminder. Become a diehard at CHGO
right
Sports.
Now.
Right now. You see that QR code on your screen. Scan it. Use the code JOHNS, JAHNS. You get $36 for the year. That unlocks premium written coverage from Johns, from Hogue, from Carm, from Patrick Norton. Do a fantastic job. You get discounts on events like the tailgates, as I've said before, second to none. You get discounts on merchandise. You get a free shirt as soon as you sign up. So many great reasons to become a diehard, and now is as good a time as ever. It's a great holiday gift for your friends or family, as well as we have officially reached overtime here on the Brick by Brick After Show. And we've got a final thought here as we leave, and I just wanted to share with you guys the sweet and sour, my guy, Ken Michalski, who is a legend and a great friend. There he is in all his beauty. Ken Michalski, a tailgating legend, and he's got the sweet and the sour just over his nipples, as you can see, Jerry. I'm sure you're thoroughly impressed. Let's try
to keep our hands off of them, okay? All right, moving forward. All right,
real close right there. You guys are real close.
That's right. We are real close. We're family. As a matter of fact, we are tailgating family. I've known Ken and his family for a long time now. And every time we're setting up the tailgate, when I get to the tailgate lot at 5 a.m., they've already been there for an hour.
Okay.
They show up. They are always the first Bears fans every single home game tailgating in the entire city of Chicago. And then when I get there, get out of my truck and start loading up the tailgate lot, our space, their entire crew comes over and helps set up our tailgate. That's how cool those guys are.
Okay.
So shout out to the Sweet and Sour. He's a legend, and he's a great person, more importantly, and they're a great family. And he's somebody truly that I look up to in a big way.
What's his name again? What's his name?
Ken Michalski.
All right, shout out Ken Michalski.
Sweet and sour.
Yep, Ken Michalski. Here we go.
Sweet and sour. Had to give him the proper due. They are great people. Him and Matt are great family men, great people, great friends, and I'm proud to call them friends as well. So shout out to everybody that came out to the tailgate today. Really appreciate you guys. The UK Bears supporters, they came out. We were having a lot of fun. Everybody across the board. My guy Dylan, who I golf with down in Florida, everybody showed up and showed out. It was one of the best tailgates I've been to. Thank you to everybody at CHGO Sports for all their help as well. And thank you, Sarah, for running the ones and twos. She's been working hard all day. Sarah dominates Sundays.
Yes.
She shows up and is running the tailgate, then coming here.
And she loves Wicked. All right. She loves musicals.
I got my tickets tomorrow.
You're going to Wicked.
I'm going to Wicked. It's my day off tomorrow.
Yes. I saw Running Man. Running Man was solid. The new Running Man.
Did you see the original?
Yeah.
You see the original?
Of course.
Okay. All right.
Of course.
I'm going to take this opportunity to remind everyone here that we do have a CHGO Blackhawks postgame show this evening that me and Chloe will be producing.
See what I'm saying?
So stay tuned.
Shout out Chloe.
Yes.
The
CHGO
newbie.
never ends.
Yes. Sarah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it takes a lot of pulling from the same rope here to make this work here at CHGO Sports.
Yeah.
And I've been up early. Sarah's been up early. She's going to be up late. And that's the hard work and dedication to try to keep the lights on and keep this thing moving. And all of you guys here watching, hitting the like button is the easiest way to show your support. Subscribing to the channel. Super chats are in here. That's another great way. Becoming a diehard. Here's CHGO Bears 34 saying Nahshon is an absolute legend in the secondary. And Q Harlan finishes it up with a $2 super chat talking about the Eagles-Cowboys or the Eagles game coming up on Friday, saying the Bears will win over the Eagles. The Cowboys have the ball back with 1:35 on the clock. Still a tie ball game, 21-all. We'll see if the Eagles can hold on for dear life.
CeeDee Lamb stopped dropping footballs.
But all I know is if the Cowboys find a way to win this game, there's trouble in paradise going on in Philly. They're not getting along right now. Even though they're 8-2, I've never seen a group of 8-2 guys never get along. They won a Super Bowl not getting along last year, so maybe it doesn't mean nothing. But all I know is it doesn't feel like they're getting along over there in Philly, so maybe the Cowboys can add to that and keep stoking their flames. Then they can all fight on Thanksgiving while the Bears are focusing on beating the Eagles on Black Friday. So that wraps things up here today. Once again, no Brick by Brick midweek show. We'll be back on Friday for the Brick by Brick after show every single one of you have a happy Thanksgiving, Jerry.
Yes, get your brine, get your turkey, smoke it, inject it, do all the things you got to do.
Yeah, you have a happy Thanksgiving as well. Jerry, I don't know if you noticed, Lance does from last year, but I don't think Thanksgiving food is any good. I'm not a Thanksgiving fan other than the football and the day off. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. Am I crazy? You got anything there?
Well, this year I'm going to be eating some tacos. So.
See? So
Okay.
Sounds like a great Thanksgiving.
See, get turkey tacos if you can. You know what I mean? Just if you can.
Are you a Thanksgiving guy?
Yeah, I like. I mean, I mean, there's reasons and things like that. There's things and reasons and all that good stuff. Getting family together. And
Family's great.
Think about certain things and talk about certain things.
Right.
So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, getting real sentimental here at the end.
Yes, indeed.
El Boogie.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
I'm thankful for you guys.
Aw, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
bro, you don't
Look
have to
at
cry. You don't have to wipe your eyes. It's cool.
I'm thankful for you guys as well, and I appreciate every single one of you. That wraps things up here for today. Your Chicago Bears are 8-3 and first in the NFC North. We survive and advance as we continue our playoff push. For Lance Briggs, for Jerry Azumah, and Sarah, this is the Brick by Brick After Show. Keep your head up, and always bear down. Happy Thanksgiving.
Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.